When the bullet's invisible, seeing only what you want to see. Greg Flanagan died with a $150,000 check in his wallet, payable to him, untouched, unspent. A fortune just inches from his hand as he lay back in bed, watching a movie, smoking a cigarette, with no idea a bullet was coming through the wall. He hadn't cheated anyone. He hadn't crossed a vengeful enemy. He hadn't picked a fight. But the idea still lurked in some minds. Well, maybe he did something wrong. As if being shot is a moral audit, the universe balancing the books. But what about when it isn't? What about when it's just an ordinary man in bed, about to drift into sleep, and then nothing? This is where the first truth hides. The world is quick to assign cause to effect. We think we know who deserves what. If the man was killed, we assume there must have been some provocation, some flaw in him that attracted it. But the bullet doesn't consult a resume. It doesn't ask about character. It doesn't check if the target was on Santa's naughty list. Sometimes it's simply fired. The second truth in this story is sharper. When the private investigator was brought in months later, he told the detective something that cuts to the core of perception. You could have looked at this evidence 250 times, had 250 people examine it, and they would have reached the same conclusion you did. You have to know what you're looking for, or you won't see it. That's not just about forensics, that's about life. If all someone is looking for is guilt, they will find it. If all they're looking for is love, they will find it. 8 billion people could examine the same moment, the same set of facts, the same life, and if love is not what they want to see, they will walk away blind to it. The coroner had all the photos, all the internal damage, all the bruises. The bullet hole was in plain view. But he wasn't looking for a bullet hole, so his mind translated it into something else. Blunt force trauma. And so the truth sat there, invisible, until someone with a different lens came along. This is what A Course in Miracles points to when it says perception is selective. It's not passive reception, it's active choosing. The mind picks the filter first, then reality seems to prove the filter correct. If the filter is attack, attack will be seen. If the filter is innocence, innocence will be seen. Greg's story is a mirror for that law of perception. The detectives looked for infidelity and found prostitutes. Wrong phone records. They looked for a domestic motive and found nothing, because there was nothing. They looked for forced entry and saw none, because there was none. Each time they looked, they found exactly what they were aiming to find. It wasn't until someone asked, "What if it's something else entirely?" that the truth cracked open. The bullet hole was there the whole time. Love is there the whole time. Innocence is there the whole time. But they are not self-announcing. They do not pound on the table to be noticed. They wait for someone to value them enough to look. When the Course says, "Above all else I want to see," it's not talking about eyesight. It's talking about priority. What do I want to see? If it's resentment, my day will deliver proof of it in every interaction. If it's the resurrection, the undoing of death and the recognition of life, my day will deliver proof of that instead. Greg's $150,000 check will never be cashed. That's the tragedy in the form. But the deeper tragedy is when the truth is unspent in us, the love we could extend, the forgiveness we could choose, because we were too busy looking for something else. The bullet hole was overlooked, not because it was hidden, but because it was unwanted. That's the danger. If love is unwanted, it will be overlooked in exactly the same way. Not because it's absent, but because it doesn't match the filter we chose first. When you only want to see the resurrection, that's all you will see. And when you want to see attack, vengeance, fear, that's all you will see. The evidence of either is everywhere, because the mind will organize the scene to fit the verdict it already believes in. In Greg's case, a man died instantly from a stray bullet fired by the men next door. The ones closest to him, though they didn't know him. And isn't that how it works in the mind? The thoughts closest to us, the unquestioned assumptions, the quiet suspicions, the tiny condemnations, are the ones most likely to pull the trigger on our peace. The question is not whether the bullet exists. The question is, what am I looking for? Because that is what I will find.